So today we're doing the final assembly of my Arduino project, and here we've got a 2-line LCD, 16 characters each line, and we're going to place that here. And screw it in place. Won't tighten the screws down just yet. My fingers are a little bit big, so I'll use a pair of tweezers to sort of place this last one if I can grab it. Don't put too much stress on the board, or just make sure that it's secure. We'll take the Arduino and put it in place. Line up the holes. And we have 3 screws to put in there. Begin with this one, looks like the easiest one. Snug it down to secure the Arduino once we've got it, make sure it's sitting in the right place. And then our logging shield will go on top of this in just a moment after we put the relays in place, and we'll go from there. There are 2 sets of relays. One is a 5-volt relay that can handle a fraction of an amp, and that one is the one the Arduino will control directly. As you plug it in, the program I've already got stored in there to sort of test it will make the LED go on and off via the relay. Stays on for 10 seconds, goes off for 10 seconds kind of thing, just to sort of see that the relay is correctly wired. And what we've done here on the data logging shield is we're going to use 9 volts to control the external relay. That's this one, which actually handles the security light itself. Now this is a 20 amp relay that's capable of handling up to 250 volts, and here are the main 2 contacts, and then the coil is here. This one does not have an internal protection diode, and so when we wire it up on its own little circuit board, we'll be sure to put a diode across those 2 connectors so that when the disconnect happens, that the reverse voltage shouldn't come back into our circuit and damage something. The VN will come into the end pin on here, and the out will go out through the cable that you see here, the red cable, and that will go to the larger relay over on over near the box controlling the security light. The ground will be the negative on the coil of the relay, and the other side, the positive, is going to the digital pin 2 on the Arduino, which feeds through on the riser from the underlying board. And so we're ready to plug this in, I think, at this point. And the wiring is very pretty on the other side, of course, but that's the way a prototype board looks. And we'll sort of get this wire fed through here. And a little bit of an awkward situation, but we'll make it. And we'll line up the pins on the riser on both sides before, make sure they're all situated correctly, and push them home. And we'll sort of check just to make sure there aren't any shorts with anything underneath. I don't think there will be, because we try to keep the wires as close as possible. And so there it is, seated, the prototype board, the data logging prototype board, on top of the Arduino. They call these a shield, because it sort of looks like a shield when it's on there. And now we'll connect up the LCD, a little makeshift cable here. We'll line up pin 1 and push that into place. And then the connection for the contrast control on the front, we'll route those wires over here on the right. Try not to pinch any cables in the screws when we close it up. I've had to rework this several times now, so it's sort of a little bit kind of loose a little bit. Fit those in place, route it around the circuit board, and we plug those into the middle connections, like so. Fits pretty neat. One last inspection. And we have the end pieces. We'll put on the front one first. It just slides into place here. Smooth side out. And another end piece, this one with the holes in it. Goes on the back. Like so. One more inspection, make sure we aren't blocking any of the screw holes. And we'll put the back on. Make sure we're not pinching anything. Once we've got it in place, we'll put the screws in. I can find them. Nice to have little jars hanging around for the screws. And now, sort of the moment of truth, we'll plug this little baby in. And at this point I haven't written, or I haven't added the code yet to to actually control the relays, but we'll do that next once we make sure it doesn't burn up here when I didn't have some short or something. Oh, let's see, we've also got the SAN card, 128 megabyte, that plug in here for data logging, and we'll plug in the power. Hope nothing burns up. Give it a second or two to boot. Just the contrast. There we go. And there's our timer showing the current date, the current time, and the light should be on. That's what the asterisk means. Here's sunset, sunrise, sunset, and this is the 353rd day of the year. And so we're ready at this point to do a little coding.